So Allie keeps bringing her out when she does yoga, and the cat just lays in the sun just like Zoe and Marley. So I think I figured it out. What's happening, or what happened, was that the lens was not activating for some reason or another. I guess the mount for this camera was slightly defected, so they gave me a new camera. I got the lens working, as you can see, and this is the profile that you guys said was the best. This is 4. So I'm trying to do 4 at 60 frames per second, so we're narrowing it down. Slow but surely, we're getting things taken care of on this thing, and I think it's starting to look really good. But like I said, we're still learning, and eventually this thing is going to look freaking fantastic. But in the meantime, I am not going to use this lens. I don't need the zoom feature, and plus this one's a lot wider because you can see all this stuff. This one's more narrow, and this one's way better for vlogging, and it's a lot smaller, like I was saying the other day. But the aperture wasn't working, so now it's like looking like, so okay, think of the aperture as your iris. So if you go like this, I don't know if it's gonna work. Watch my iris real quick. Ready? See how it just moved? I'm assuming it's doing that right now. So that's what the aperture on a camera lens does, is that it's opening and closing, adjusting to the light. Right now it's pulsating because the light's constantly changing. But I'm stoked because it's now working, and they replaced it. That's, you know, thank God for warranties, right? I'm the king of those things. If there's a warranty, I probably own it. I didn't drop this, so if anyone says I dropped it, you're wrong. Finally, I did not drop it. I'm terrified of dropping this thing. Now the only thing I got to figure out is the sound, because yesterday I took out the this thing. I took this thing off. Can you guys see it? So I took the little fuzzy mount, the dead cat, or whatever you want to call it, off. So when I moved everything like that, it was making this whoosh sound from the wind or whatever. But now I have this, but the problem with this is I turn it like this, I have to talk louder because it's harder to hear it. If I go like this, it sounds perfect. I don't know. We're gonna figure this out. When I see Frankie, I'm just gonna be like, dude, here's my camera, make it good. By the way, I don't think I actually, oh, stupid thing. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, that the car is being replaced. That car's being replaced. That'd be sweet. Oh yeah, something's wrong. Here's a new car. I got it fixed a long time ago with a maintenance thing, and they never fixed something, so they're repairing it. As a thank you for being cooperative, like they said, like, or patient, they let me use an X5, which is huge. I never thought that the difference between the two cars would be that much, but like, there's so much room for activities. Just lots of activities. Now here's the best part. I get a haircut because it's been driving me nuts and I look kind of scruffy. Hey friend. Hello. So we found out this kitty cat needs to get spayed, because that's probably why she's going meow. Like every night it's just meow. Because she's apparently calling all the boys to the yard. That's what you're doing. We gotta get that taken care of, so we don't have a bunch of little Rikas everywhere. She's always had this thing with her left eye where she always... She doesn't go out. She doesn't go outside, but I'm just making a joke, a terrible joke. But her left eye, Rika Left Eye Lopez, never opens fully. It's so funny. Oh, by the way, remember how yesterday I was doing the same shot, same time, and it was super dark? Figured it out, obviously. I told you a second ago. They fixed the camera issue. The guy knows me by heart. Everyone knows me by name pretty much now. But as you can see, it's a lot brighter and more normal. Got something accomplished. Oh, I got a haircut. Got something accomplished today. A couple things. Who's here? See one eye. I don't know if you can tell, because summer's coming, Zoe is now molting. Like, I could literally just go like this. The hair just comes right off. All right, come on. I'm gonna go de-shed you.
I must say that I am totally enjoying this new little getup that we have right here. I think it's kind of like an interesting day for me. It's slowly sinking in that this is like a step further into my 30s. It's amazing how much more this birthday is like freaking me out than my 30th birthday. I don't know why my 30th birthday didn't really bother me that much. My 31st birthday is really making me slightly uncomfortable. Slightly uncomfortable in the sense of like, I'm trying to look back on my life up until now. Things that I've done, things that I've accomplished. Am I happy with where I'm at in my life? Am I content with how I am in my life? Do I wish that I could have done more? Everything. Like, do I wish that I had kids earlier? I think all these like emotions and these thoughts go through your mind at certain points in your life, and coincidentally, mine is now approaching my 31st birthday. It's been like an overwhelming couple of days for me. I'm just like thinking about everything, and you contemplate everything, and you wonder like what would life be like if you did something different, and I don't know, all those crazy thoughts. One thing that I can say is that my 30th year of life was one of the best years of my life. To start, I got married, and that was like the most amazing time ever and the most memorable moment ever up until now. I took amazing adventures. You know, I went on the trip of a lifetime for me, which was the road trip that I took, and I loved that. It was a dream of mine to jump in an RV and to go across the US. I wish I could do it longer next time. I think that a month was long, but I don't think it was sufficient enough to see everything that we wanted to see. I hope that if I get to take a trip like that again, that I get to go for a little bit longer. But that trip was so amazing and so memorable and just such an incredible time. Saw so many beautiful places. I learned so much. Charles and I learned a lot about each other. We learned how to deal with like really hard situations together. I think that we weren't expecting to be put in. That was like really cool to see how we dealt with that together, how we dealt with that individually, how we dealt with that as a couple. That was cool. It was actually really cool. Quite honestly, everything that we saw, all the places that we saw, some places that I never even expected to see, I got to see. So it was so cool. It was just, oh, it's so cool. We met awesome people, and I loved that. And then, you know, a lot of other really cool things that happened this year, you know, just changes in our life. You know, we're now married, and we found a cat. That was pretty cool. We rescued a cat. We went through some pretty crazy life-changing events as a couple, but also as like a society as a whole last year, and that was crazy. But I feel like my 30th year, there was a lot of like major changes in general in the world, and it was so incredible to be alive to experience that and to see that happening, because it's going to be something that our future children and our children's children will get to learn about in school, and we get to say like we were a part of that. Some of it was negative, but a lot of it was also just life-changing. I think I became a lot more honest with the vlogs too. I became a little bit more open to sharing more about my life, which was something that I had a hard time with for a really long time. Like, I wasn't sure I wanted to share every aspect of my life. I wasn't sure I wanted to, I don't know, like, I guess let you guys in, and I don't want that to come off the wrong way, but it was a hard few years for me. And then this past year, I just felt so much more comfortable with being behind the camera, and I felt so much more comfortable with who I was as a person and what I've gone through in my life, and now knowing how to kind of like talk about those situations and how to deal with those situations in the best way that I know how. So 30 was a great year. I don't know why I'm scared to be 31. I don't really know what's gonna happen in this 31st year of life. I'm excited though, but that's kind of what I've been just going through the past couple days. Tell me, any of you out there, if you have birthdays coming up, you know, whether they're, you know, like minor birthdays or if they're major birthdays, like your 20th or your 30th or your 40th or your 50th or whatever it may be, your 21st, whatever it may be. Do you go through these? Like, do you go through this moment that I'm going through right now, which is like contemplating, looking back on your life and wondering if like you're happy with everything that's happened so far, and was that past year of your life something that you're excited about or happy with, or was it something that like you're so glad it's done with and over with, and you're just happy for the next year of your life to start? I'm done with my rant.
Zoe's playing in the leaves. Uh-oh, careful. Careful, you're slipping all over. You klutzy. You slip in the leaves? I did that earlier. Like, no joke, I was just walking in the leaves, and just like Zoe, I stood up on this thing right here, and I just slid down. Yep, we're both klutzes. Oh, and that's just weird, Mar. Got the weirdest dogs in the world. Oh, now I gotta go fix that. You guys ever have one of those days where you just kind of don't want to do anything? Like, it's like either gloomy out or I don't know. I think it's because it's gloomy. It's been sunny, like super sunny the last couple days, and all of a sudden it just dropped. And the cloud, it's been super cloudy. So I think that's kind of like, that is why I would never move like up north or anywhere else other than Florida, because I kind of need that sun and I would lose my freaking mind. Already am. Like, perfect example, when we were in Alaska, what was that, like a year or two ago, and it was during the time where it was light all the time, and then the next couple months are just dark the entire time. I would be so either depressed or just out of it. Like, I don't think I can handle that. I need to have sun. Like, that's just my nature. I don't know how some of you guys can actually handle like the snow and stuff. Some of you guys that we talked to on the Patreon thing have to deal with snow and just cold weather. I think somebody set up until April or May, which is mind-boggling. By April or May, it is scorching hot down here. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about just enjoying the day. Even if you can't get anything really accomplished, it's just about enjoying every day. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just kind of enjoy it. Like, if I don't have anything I have to do, I got the camera fixed. I've been just hanging out at home. I gotta go get my medication, which is super exciting. I know, I'm super talented. Look, Ma, no hands. I was watching The Office where Michael's trying to learn to ride a bike, and at the end he was like, you never forget. I never really thought about that. I feel like once you do learn to ride a bike, you don't ever forget how to ride a bike. I don't know why that's like that. That's kind of weird to think about. I don't think there's any other thing that is like that. That if you don't do it for a while, you still are good at it. Unless you guys can think of something. I don't know, I can't at least. Okay, maybe running, that'd be one. Breathing's obvious, but that's not really what I'm kind of talking about. I'm talking more of like a skill. I don't really know. Well guys, I think we found this way to totally combat this whole image stabilization issue, because I know that's one thing that was pissing me off, and I think was pissing you guys off. Sorry, Allie's playing Mario Kart. So I've got this giant gimbal is what I'm trying to do right now, and there we go. Allie is currently playing Mario. So we'll see. Oh, there we go. I mean, I think it's a lot better as far as stabilizing itself, but I don't know. It's still, the audio is going to be something that's going to really piss me off, and the fact that I got to get used to this whole thing. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching today's video. See you guys. Bye.